Hey guys, welcome to another. What's this?
Oh, it's me, Mini Stumpy Daryl. Now, see, since you're gonna be reviewing something small, I figured I'd just.
And now there's two of them? Anyway, guys, welcome to a new review. This time I'm reviewing the Walking Dead Prison Catwalk building set, and it's a real beaut. It has 368 pieces, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 368 pieces. And I think I got most of them on there. I probably missed a few. And it comes with some extra pieces as well. So, yeah. It's just a lot of work. And here's the prototype version. There's the actual version. Now in the prototype it shows the wooden slat there as being very brown. But the thing that you get is very just... I don't know, it's kind of a dullish tan greenish thing. Yeah, that's not exactly the same, but there are many differences between the prototype versions and stuff and the actual finished product. So that I sort of realized some of that stuff while I was going on through building all this stuff. But yeah, pretty much this is two of the regular prison cells, which I'll show you guys how these connect here. But here's the prison cell stuff. See, there's two of them. And this is pretty much the same thing as those. Just there's some slight differences. Like, to start off, the floor part is different on these. That's just the same as the roof part of the sets, but not the same as their floors. They had singular tiles that you put together. This is just one whole piece. So it's just slight differences. Other than that, there's just like different colors to this stuff. But basically, it's this is the same thing as the other set, and then this is the new part here. This is the part that you would not see with any other set. This is the catwalk. And it's a bit flimsy in a few parts, but it looks beautiful. And I really dig it. As you can see, I've got a little setup here. I threw in a few of my zombies that I recently got, or walkers. And this thing is beautiful. Let me get a close look here. I love this door area here. That's my favorite part. Let me pull these guys out. And just give you guys a look at this door. Now, while I was piecing this stuff together, I was just like, I wasn't looking at what the box looked like, and I was kind of wondering what it would turn out like. And once it was finished, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, and dang, that's neat. So that is really, it turned out better than I expected. It has this door that moves side to side, and has a bunch of little fence parts to it. Then up here, there's like an air conditioner, and I'm not sure what that is. Then on the other side, you can see just the regular parts there. There's the sliding door effect from here. Can't see it too much. But yeah, I love that door for some reason. Probably not the best part of it, but it's cool. And then down deep into the catwalk, there's like no real flooring for you. It's just gotta depend on what your base for it you choose is. But then like this part, that's there. So yeah, there's no real bottom floor to this. It's sort of just little pieces for you to put together. Yeah, I wished it had a floor. That would be cool, but then again, it would be more work for me, so it's probably better this way. Let me get my camera back on its tripod, and there we go. So let's get a look at the prison cell here. It's pretty much the same as the other prison cells. You get the sink, the toilet, and this one looks identical to the bottom prison cell, so I'm not really going to show you both of them. It's got the roof up here, and then it's got a table and a bed. So of course, this is almost exactly like the other version that you would get singularly. So yeah, there's no real difference with the parts here. Nothing all that great. But you can notice the flooring part different there. See that? It's one solid piece, and it's very crumbly looking. So odd. Let me pop that back on there. Or table. Bed. So that looks nice. I really like that setup, so it doesn't bother me that they all look uniformly the same, really. And then it's got a lot of neat little things going on. I'm going to have to keep popping off this tripod because there's so many things I have to get to that would be far off otherwise. So here's the stairs. I like the way the stairs turned out. If you notice, there's a lot of like rust and blood on it. And that just goes on throughout the whole stair set. I love it. Look at that, and you kind of have to line it up so that the blood works together, or it'll be like bloody one here, clean, 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 bloody one here. That wouldn't look right. And then there is another side to the stairs over there, which I guess that's sort of optional. Like, depending on how your room is for the display, you don't really need that there. So, most of the time I have that off just so I can put this set flush to the wall. Yeah. And then, let me show you a neat little part here. I don't really care too much for it, but it is neat. It's a breakaway floor. And it's kind of hard to do because these pieces are tightly on here, but then the parts that it attaches to aren't. So, it has these crumbly pieces that you can take off, and it'll have the exposed like rebar there, and it just has like little knobs there to hold on to it, and you can have the crumbled up floor underneath exposed. So this has different display options for you. I'm just going to take all these off so you can see that. Yeah, and then down there, if you put someone, they could like be seen. Oh, any burgers up here? Or you could have a zombie like reaching down for someone down there. That would probably look cooler than a guy looking for burgers. Yeah. So, yeah, I suppose there are some things you could do that with that. Personally, I just prefer having it all set together, which is kind of hard to figure out because you have to get all these. It's like a little puzzle piece. Let's see. This one looks like it goes over here. Yeah. Perfect. And now this one goes over here. Sweet. And always the hardest part of the puzzle is the last two, right? And then the final one. So it does move back together. It's just, I don't know, it's a lot of work. And then it does feel a little extra flimsy because of that. I don't know. It's a nice addition. I like that they're thinking about that sort of stuff, like display options, but I would have preferred if, instead of getting a breakaway floor like that, if they put it towards some sort of floor that reached from here to over there, maybe, or just building this side up to an even amount. It would have been a little cooler, but I don't mind that. Then it's got this glass part here, which is not real glass, it's plastic, but supposed to look like some sort of shower type glass. It's very neat. You can see a Superman in the background. It's weird. And I like on this side there's like another display option, so let me move this apart. Yeah, it's got this little street lamp and crumbling wall, and I like that. So you don't only have to have the inside displayed. If you want, you could set like your, I don't know, let me grab something. Here we go, just off the top of my head. You could toss your Daryl with motorcycle here, and it would be like just a wall for them to stick together there. I mean, probably no point where you'd actually see something like that, but it's a display option. And can't really complain about that, but might as well take a look at the minifigures that we get with this set, because they are exclusive to the set, right? Yeah. And let me move this out of here. And let's take a look at the figures. First I'm going to start with the better of the pair. It's only two figures. This Hoishel. A little Hoishel. It's the Hoishel after he's lost his leg, but I guess that's his prosthetic that he got later there. And he looks like a solid figure. He's, of all of the ones that they've made, he's probably one of the better ones. It looks like him with that tiny little head sculpt, and even his little eyebrows are painted. Gotta love it. Yeah, they're really good at capturing a likeness with these tiny little heads. And then he's got these posed hands, and unfortunately the shotgun's not permanent to his hands, so if you could glue it if you want, or you could just set it in there. I'm probably going to glue it eventually just because it keeps falling out, but there you go. And it looks really natural with the shotgun, and he holds it pretty well. It's just like it keeps dropping as you like move him around and try and set him up on stuff. And then of course they both him and the zombie here, that's an exclusive, come with one of these translucent stands, which don't work all that well. They just kind of work some of the time. But there you go, he's standing just right. Okay, now let me get the other one here. This one's weird. It's a crouching zombie. And I'm not sure why they decided to go with a crouching zombie, but it's definitely different and stands out of the crowd. So if you like have him among this guy, he'll kind of be more recognizable. Plus, this zombie looks like he'd be very tall if he were to stand up. Just because here he is crouching, he's already more than half the size of this big zombie here. Just a little something I thought I'd point out. And his sculpt is really gross. He looks more skeleton-like than the usual one. And he's got a suit on. He's got a ripped-up shoulder, ripped-up knee. Pretty neat. His arms are a separate part here, but they move together so that he could support the meat. And then if you bring it up right, the meat can actually attach to his mouth. So everything's sort of sculpted there to fit together perfectly. So you can have him chewing on it, or you can have that lowered and him just like looking up towards his next meal maybe. Very nice. And articulation wise, he's just got like the two arms here raising up a bit and raising down. Then the head, everything else like can move but wouldn't be able to support him if you did move it. Then the Hoishel has little movements in his legs, his head, and his arms. Just nothing all that great. But for these little guys, I suppose it's probably the better articulated figure. So yeah, I don't like these see-through stands too much because they pop off, but they also don't really support them all that well. You have to keep moving in the right way, whatever. Let me get that out of there. Okay, so here's our set. There's a little pallet, which came in two parts, and you just piece it together. Then it won't really break apart. Very nice pallet, just an added piece there. And let me flip it so we can see the other side. This is the less interesting side, so if you're going to display it, I wouldn't suggest displaying it this way. It's just the more boring side, of course. On the other side, you can see the prison cells and stuff. Here, it's very, I don't know, just blocked off, and it doesn't look like it has much going on for it. But there's the extra stair set, and you can just pull it off. It's not like very strongly attached there. It's not bad, but not very strongly attached. Then let's rotate it again. Oh boy. There's so much to do for this one, so excuse me if I get boring at times. Gravy. This part fell off. Well, we'll just take it off since I've already shown you it. Okay, and this one here, I had a lack of pieces, so whereas this one was supposed to come with one here and then one here of these little attachments for the stairs to go on, I only got one, and it goes like that, so weird. And I also don't remember where I placed my air conditioner part that's supposed to go here, so I just put the sign up there, so whatever. But those little things happen. And now let me show you another part of this. That would be attaching the extra jail cells, the top and the lower and upper, as they call it. And this one is really nice. I've got some extra figures put on here. Let me close them out. Okay, and attaching this is probably not going to be easy. As you can see, there's these pegs here, and then these openings here, and here, here. So 4 to 4. It's probably not going to work too easily. And then what I don't like about having them attached will be you can't really get to these jail cells here. So as I display it usually is just setting them together as closely as I can without attaching them. And it works pretty well. But for the sake of the review, let me go grab that. For the sake of the review, I will piece them together. Okay, so that wasn't easy. Yeesh. It gives you the feeling like you're gonna break the pieces apart while you're doing this. or at least for me. And what the heck? It doesn't look like it lines up all that well, also. I don't know. Like this, the regular one is a bit taller. See this? See that? I'm not sure what's up with that. But that's not my problem. I didn't put it in wrong. That's just how it goes. And yeah, pieced together it looks pretty much the same as when it's just set together, but there's less of a gap between them. So, to each their own. Me personally, I prefer them separate and just set close to each other. But this isn't all that bad. And then I like that they have all these railings, like this one here and this one here. It gives a real different look between this and the bottom half, which I like a lot. Then you can put up your characters, have them like shooting down at any sort of walker danger, stranger danger. And yeah, it's just overall a pretty good set. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend it. For its price point, probably like what? I'm not sure. Is it $50 or something? I don't know. My parents got me this one, so couldn't quite tell you. And the lower and upper set part, they're only like $10 a piece, like this one and this one. So it is expensive to get all this together, but I would say it's worth it, just because displaying this is very nice. Having it in your collection looks really good. Let me see if I can get a whole prison cell look here. And I probably will display it a little more crookedly so you can see the whole depth of the thing. That looks kind of cool. Then you need to attach that over there. It's just massive, massive, massive. So I suppose I've gone over everything here. Now I'm all sad that it's over. Huh. I did notice that there are some differences in, like, this bottom row. For the lower prison cell, it came with these silver, I guess these are grates for the floor. And then on the regular piece here that came with the catwalk, it's a rusty color. It's a bit off, but I don't know, you probably won't notice since it's all the way under there. Can you really complain? As for playability, I'm not sure if you could actually play with this too much. I mean, I probably will. To be honest, there are like little stop motions and stuff that can be done with this. It will hold together pretty well. I mean, if something falls apart on it, it's not going to break or anything. It's just merely putting something back together. And yeah, I'd say if I wouldn't call it a playset, but if you want to use it as a playset, it would fare as that, because you've got nice little bedrooms for the characters. You have a main room where you could have battles and stuff. And then there's a little door here, which I really like. It's a moving door. Huh. Well, that's my review, guys. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to stick around for more. And tell me what you guys think of this set. Would you buy it? Have you bought it? Do you like it? Yeah, just let me know. So, anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.